From here, both your feet are going to be turned out to a 45-degree angle. Fingertips on the floor. I want you to begin to bend through your knees, sending your knees out towards the sides of the room. So don't allow them to roll inwards. Try and keep them tracking over your feet. From here, we're going to shift, lift the body up, placing the hands onto the thighs or wherever is comfortable. And we're just going to start to sink down, working through and into this goddess squat. You can rock from side to side, or you can hold still. But really try and think about the knees going out and over. So we're not allowing anything to cave in. We're really using the outer thighs, the glute medius, the upper glutes, to open those legs up. One more breath here. And then from here, opening, straightening those legs. Begin to turn the feet to face forward, so you're now in a parallel position. From here, place your hands on your hips. We're going to inhale, lift the chest up towards the sky. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips. Taking the body down as low as you can, keeping a nice straight spine. From here, plant the hands down onto the floor. Inhale the back up. And then exhale, work your way down. Using the traction of the hands against the floor to really push your body down and your head through your legs. Now, if you're super inflexible, you can work the feet out a little bit, but what I would recommend is you just want to try and get your head reaching towards the floor, okay? So it doesn't matter about actually getting anywhere close to the floor. Just really try and reach down with the neck, releasing forward. If you are very flexible and you have very open hamstrings, what you can do is walk your legs in, and from here, begin to work your hands back behind your legs and begin to try and track your body through and in between. So what you can aim to do gradually is you can try and get the head down onto the floor and then work yourself through past your heels if you can. Working in to the lower back flexion here as well as the hamstrings and the hips. From here, inhaling up. Exhale, everyone taking their hands behind them so their fingertips are facing back. Two options here. I want you to slowly start to lower your bum down towards the floor. So you can either slowly just bring it to meet the floor, or if you want an added challenge, you can try and hover the feet off before slowly allowing the bum to come, meeting here in a 90-degree straddle split. So from here, keeping the legs at a 90-degree angle to begin with, I want you to slowly start to work your hands out towards the front of the room. So we're aiming here to try and get our bellies down towards the floor and not curve and round our spines to get our heads down. So it doesn't matter whether you're still literally seated here or if you're completely flat against the floor. You really want to try and keep the legs moving outwards and the arms reaching forwards. And we're just going to hold here and just breathe into this space. If you can also bring the arms out to the sides. Or if you're very flexible and you're already flat down onto the floor and you want to work a little bit more actively, you can aim to try and lift your belly or your chest off the floor and just hover here using the strength of your legs and your hips. A few more breaths. And then slowly rolling back up through the spine. From here, we're going to walk over to the right hand side and we're going to slowly start to lower down towards our leg in the same way, thinking belly through to chest, through to chin. So again, it doesn't matter how far down you get. We're just working to stretch out that hamstring and the inner thigh. From here, inhale, plant through the hands. And in this position, I really want you to begin to round up through the spine. So you can really see I'm hollowing out my chest, thinking up and back. From here, pressing down with the hands, I want you to inhale and then exhale. We're going to try and lift that leg up and off the floor. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower it down. And we're going to do that once more. If that was super easy, you can walk the fingers a little bit further forward and do the same thing. So inhale, exhale, lift that leg up. 4, 3, 2, and lower it down. So this is building some active strength into the hip flexors here. So you're really starting to be able to utilize the flexibility that we're building. From here, we're going to walk over to the left side, and we're just going to start to gradually fold down, stretching out that left hamstring, working in to the left inner thigh, trying to build up. You might even feel it a little bit up your right side body here. And then slowly inhale, lifting up. Again, planting the hands or the fingertips, hollowing through the front body. Inhale, exhale, lifting that leg up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower it down. Once more. Inhale, exhale, lifting up. 4, 3, 2, and lower it down. So you might not even be able to get your leg off the floor in those exercises. When I first started, I was honestly like this, desperately trying to lift that leg up. And I promise the more you work it, the more you practice these, it will get easier. And even if it's not lifting, but you can still really feel that leg activating, it's doing the same job. So just keep going, and one day, I promise, the heel will just magically float off the floor, and you may even scream for joy. I think I did the first time it happened. So from here, I'm going to move back into the center, and I want you to place your fingertips into the floor. We're going to do the same thing here. Inhale, rounding up through the spine. Exhale, pressing down and lifting those legs up and off the floor for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lowering the legs down. Now you can repeat that exact exercise for the next 3 reps, okay? Or what you can do is a slightly more advanced exercise. We're going to lift the legs up and we're going to balance. From there, we're going to roll back onto our backs, allowing our feet to touch down behind. We're then going to slowly unfurl, rolling up, placing the hands, and we're going to keep the bum hovered, and if you can, the feet hovered as well. So I'm going to show you once as an example, and then we're going to do it twice more afterwards, okay? If that is way too much and you look at the exercise and go, I have no idea what I'm doing, just stick with these leg lifts and then gradually progress, and maybe try it once you've done them or you feel more comfortable with this initial exercise. Okay, so we're going to plant the fingers. Inhale, exhale, lift the legs up. From here, we're going to slowly start to roll back, allow the feet to touch, and then coming up, we're going to plant the hands, lower the feet down, and lift the bum. On the next rep, if you want, you can try and keep those feet lifted as well. Lowering down, shifting back, and then coming here, planting, and lift. And again, lowering down, shifting, coming forward, and lift. So do those. They're one of my favorite exercises for our hip flexors and hip flexor compression. They're really great when it comes to working on the active strength of our legs, okay? So now that we've done that, I want you to place your hands on the inside of the legs, or if you need some extra help, you can do it on the either side of either the right or the left. And we're going to push ourselves back up to our wide-legged forward fold. So inhale, exhale, shifting forward, working our way up, and here, rising up and into this position. From here, we're going to start to work some active box split prep. So from here, I want you to slowly start to toe heel or slide your feet out as far as you can without putting your hands on the floor. So this is actually quite tricky, okay? So take it slow, breathe into this place, and don't be tempted to go too far, okay? If it starts to hurt, stick with it and hold, okay? If you can, and you're comfortable, you can try and slide all the way down, and then from here, work down and into your pancake, okay? Or if you'd like, you can try and just stay lifted and holding here. If you'd like as well, you can try and just hold it in this position, just an inch off the floor, okay? Wherever you'd like to go is best for you. Breathing here. If you're nowhere near and you'd like to just work more of a passive stretch, what you can do as well, instead of doing the full box split from here, you can roll forward, taking the legs at a 90-degree angle so your heels are in line with your knees on both sides. You can slowly start to work yourself down into this position, allowing the hips to come to meet the floor. So this is called frog split. I can't speak. This is called frog stretch, okay? And it's a really nice prep for a full box split if you haven't got the adductor or the hamstring flexibility, okay? So you can hold this here and just gradually allow the hips to come to meet. If you're really high, say for example, like this, you can get a cushion or a bolster or something and you can prop it up and underneath your legs, so then you can begin to just release down and relax onto that, so you're not holding it in a very uncomfortable position with the knees, okay? If you're comfortable in frog or you're comfortable in box, you can go back and begin to work through and into your pancake split here. So I want you to begin to come down onto your forearms, no matter how high. If you're just a little bit off, you can just rest down onto your arms and just start to work backwards and forwards, just flossing through the hips a little bit here and allowing the inner thighs to start to stretch out. If you can, maybe working the chest down and then the forehead onto the hands and just releasing here. I like to try and keep my feet turning out, so I'm trying to keep almost the whole of my foot attached to the floor, just because I find it activates more into the outer thigh and keeps my legs nice and active in this stretch rather than just releasing forward and buckling at the knees. And you can hold this for as long as you'd like. I normally like to do a minute or so, but you can do less or more depending on how much time you have. Inhale, begin to roll back up and just slowly start to draw the legs together. From here, we're going to look at doing some nice active stretching on your back. So from here, rolling down through the spine, I want you to bring your knees up and into chest. From here, drawing the feet up towards the sky, we're going to slowly start to open the legs out to either side of the room. So from here, you can place the hands onto the calves or onto the thighs. Try and avoid the knees, so we don't want to put any adverse pressure onto the actual knee joints here. But up or below is absolutely fine. And from here, we're just going to rock backwards and forwards. So you might find in this position, you actually can't get your legs as far down. And the reason for this is because here you're having to actively, again, draw your legs down and into the floor. Okay, you're not resting against a wall, you're not using the force of gravity to push you down or your body weight. So your muscles, the strength of your hips, your hip flexors, are drawing your legs down. From here, inhale, release the legs and begin to draw the legs together using the abductors, and then open them out. You're going to do that again. Draw them together and then open them out. Draw them together and then open them out. Draw them together and then open them out. And then release back and into this stretch. And we're going to do that once more. This time I want you to move a little bit quicker, so you're going to use slightly more dynamic movements, okay? So inhale, draw them together and out. 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 A couple more times. So you're really actively using the muscles of your legs to open down and out. Releasing in the final stretch, trying to draw those legs as close to the floor as you can. Before slowly drawing them in and folding down. So what you can also do, if you want any long hold stretches of anything like that, you can take those splits and you can take them up against a wall. Now when you use a wall, I'll show you here, it's much easier because you have something to rest yourself against, okay? So from this position, if you want any long holds, I used to hold these for maybe 2 or 3 minutes at a time. You can place yourself as close to the wall as you can, drawing yourself up, and then from here, opening out and allowing the legs to just fully release. And just breathing here and staying in this position for again as long as you'd like. Like I said, I do about 2 to 3 minutes, but you can do longer if it works, or shorter. And again, you're just really trying to think about drawing those legs down and just releasing here, allowing gravity to pull the legs more open and into your full split. And when you're done, just actively, without using your hands, I want you to draw the legs together so you're really beginning to reactivate through the legs. And then from here, just roll out to the side and give the legs a little bit of love after all of that deep stretching. So I hope you enjoyed that and it's benefited your hip mobility and flexibility. If you have any other questions, then please comment them below, and don't forget to subscribe and follow us on our social medias. Thanks, hope you enjoyed.